Look at these wonderful signs that these lovely young ladies have. Give the Dems end of Congress counseling. Gotta love that. Stop spending my future paycheck. Yes, indeed. And this health care bill stinks worse than my diaper. Very nice.
It's a great turnout. Thank you for being here. I am obviously Congressman Shadegg. I live about 15 minutes down the road, and I want to thank you all for coming out tonight. I got to tell you, this is our third public town hall, and I have to tell you that I normally begin with a little speech, which I don't think will be as necessary tonight, but I'll still do it, just in case, about civility. I start by saying, we all honor in America the First Amendment, and this only works if I can hear what you're saying, and it's only valuable if we have dialogue. And so therefore, I am going to not tolerate anybody yelling out, or anybody trying to yell down somebody that you disagree with. There will be people here tonight with whom you passionately agree, because healthcare is a kind of a hot topic. It is a passionate topic. It affects some of us very personally, perhaps our lives or our loved ones' lives. And there are others here with whom you will passionately disagree. But I expect you to be respectful to everyone here when they ask their question or express their view. Now, I tell audiences, I will treat you with respect, and I will expect you will treat me with respect. That's kind of my little way of conditioning the audience that we're not going to tolerate anybody trying to shout anybody else down. They may do that in Virginia, or they may do that in some other state, but we don't do that here in this congressional district. And then I say that for those who just can't restrain themselves and feel absolutely compelled to yell somebody down or try to shout somebody down, the other night we had a code pink lady who followed the rules until the event ended, and then she felt constrained to start yelling. But I point out, anybody who feels compelled to yell or to try to shout down somebody else's views they disagree with, I will deem that to be that person who's volunteering to leave. And so, that's right, I don't applaud that. We have here with us tonight some of Maricopa County's finest. I want to thank them for their service. If you decide to volunteer, you just can't restrain yourself and you decide you have to yell at somebody else in the room or yell at me, you will be volunteering to leave, and one of Maricopa County's finest will escort you out the door. So with that kind of little introduction, which I really don't think you'll be here in Anthem tonight, I want to get started. I want to thank you all for being here, and I want to ask you to please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
They say play ball. Okay, we'll play ball. Let me explain a little bit how the format's going to work tonight. I'm going to spend about 15 or 20 minutes right here at the beginning telling you a little bit about the healthcare reform issue from my perspective, what's going on in Washington, what I think might happen in the future. I'm going to try to maybe ask you some questions about healthcare. I'm going to try to shake it up from the way I've done the other town halls and maybe get a little more dialogue going. Then I'm going to stop. And we're going to be, from that point on, until we get exhausted and we can't keep going, we're going to open microphone. And in open microphone, we have only one extra microphone, so what you'll have to do is go ahead here, and you'll have to walk up and just get in line. I encourage you to get in line, don't be shy. If you heard something from me with which you disagree, stand up and tell me. If you heard something from me that you agree with, stand up and say it if you feel compelled to say it. If you have a question about perhaps what's in the House bill, or what's in what I'm going to describe to you as my own personal proposal, what I think Congress ought to do, please ask those questions. This is not a functioning device or vehicle for me to learn if you don't stand up and speak out. And if you happen to say, look, Shadegg, you're just dead wrong, please say that. If you happen to agree, please say that. This is your forum, it's your opportunity to educate me and your opportunity in a democracy to express yourself. So we'll do the introductory part, and I'll kind of give you kind of an outline of what I think and what I see going on, and then we can start the dialogue. Let me begin by giving you a couple of basics. Hang on, it's going to take me a second to set this. They tell you that if you're vertically challenged like I am, or maybe vertically and horizontally challenged, you should get out from behind the podium. But for a minute, I'm going to get behind it. There are multiple bills in Washington right now. There are at least 2 bills in the Senate, one of which is cleared committee, and there was 1 bill in the House, but there are really 3 versions of that 1 bill. The House bill, and that's the bill that most people talk about, is H.R. 3200. I want to show you H.R. 3200. That is H.R. 3200. The reason there are 3 versions is that it went to 3 different committees in the House. It went to the Energy and Commerce Committee, on which I serve and serve on the Health Subcommittee. But there was no subcommittee markup of the bill. There was a full committee markup of the bill. It went to the Ways and Means Committee, chaired by Congressman Shadegg of New York, and it went to the Education and Labor Committee, chaired by Mr. I've lost the name for a minute, of California. No, last in his way is Commerce. George Miller is Education and Labor. So it goes before each of those committees, and it goes through a process called a markup. That means people can offer amendments. The majority can offer amendments to their own bill. The minority can offer amendments to the bill. Pretty much, the majority wins their amendments, and the minority loses their amendments. On the Commerce Committee, on which I serve, there are, I believe, 36 Democrats in the majority and 23 Republicans in the minority. So the minority is outnumbered by 13 votes. We did not win any amendments that I know of, or no amendments that the majority didn't agree to. I tell you that because this is not the bill as of what it stands today. In our committee, we added about 500 pages of amendments, and I don't have those yet. If you go online, the Commerce Committee website, you can download H.R. 3200, the whole bill, and you can download each of the amendments that were adopted in the committee, and then you can try to read those amendments into the bill. The entire bill, for a period of time, at the beginning of the August break, was available for you to get a copy of by asking the House for it. For reasons I don't understand, the House no longer will give you a copy. I don't know why, but they won't. If you go online and download it, you can get it that way. If you'd like to contact my office because you want to read it, I will be happy to give you a copy. I will tell you that, let me hold up a page. The chairman of the House Judiciary Committee said no member should read a bill because to read a bill you need 2 days and 2 lawyers. I think that's a pretty shocking and sad statement. I call myself a recovering lawyer. I describe myself as a recovering lawyer, and the bill looks like that. You can see it's huge double space. I would need and did need a portion of 2 days to read the bill, but not all of 2 days to read the bill. And I didn't need any extra lawyers to read the bill. I was able to read it on my own. This copy is not my personal copy. My personal copy is in this little notebook. This little tiny notebook right here, where it is written on 2 sides. And if I hold this up, you will find that I have marked it up with margin notes and highlighting. Some days I have a green highlighter, some days I have a yellow highlighter, and some days Shirley gives me her pink highlighter. You only have